You can edit your life. You can edit your life. Identical Siamese twins laying in bed, attached at the hip, shoulder, and head. Wake up each morning with identical boners. Sold for $10 million at the Sotheby's auction for Siamese twins with boner sculptures. While John Deere's making liquor for all the drunk people who've lost their farms. At the school shooting press conference, a disgruntled family member of one of the student victims shot the mayor, police chief, news media, and school officials live on Rampage TV. And the people in TV are asking questions. You can't blame them. It's pollination through defecation. It's pollination through defecation. We won't walk around in public with a scabby face, but we go out in public with scabby behaviors every day and still don't have any action makeup. Either break the law or sell drugs to get out of debt. I'd rather be a narc than be dead. Walmart spelled backwards is tram law. Railroaded with frivolous lawsuits. How appropriate can it get? Fear the violent death. Fear the violent death. In Abu Dhabi, they cut somebody's head off real quick and said to the head, blink twice if you can understand me. And it blinked twice for a long time. It was scary. Trying to explain brain damage to someone whose brain damage was worse. I wasted all day explaining myself to the head in Abu Dhabi. But I did manage to learn one thing. No matter what, if anyone steals anything from us, we win. We don't need any of this shit. We just need to live. Ever since the beginning of time, the longer everything goes on, the more complex it gets. Now the people demand for it all to be simplified, like a movie, child size. Friday the 13th, part 80, Jason versus Egyptology. The main thing is to save the capital of the city, but the blueprint of the church, shared by extremist Christians and Muslims, now has different colored arrows pointing everywhere all over it. The lies proposed before pennies votes, they're building their class to the masses. In the United States, asshole parties full of these contaminated asses, and unless we step back and see it for what it is, the moon will never change. The moon will never change. Assassination attempts on illegal immigrants. Torn between wanting to protect myself or let somebody else try to hurt the president. A prize fighter got punched too many times in the head and became a Pulitzer Prize writer. His stutter would not allow him to be a motivational speaker, which was his dream. Ding! And the bell means start killing each other. What we should have done was flood the scene. Now a single person is dead, and things are much more serious. Driver's Digest says driving muscle cars really does put more hair on your chest. They got the scientific study, and the center will approve it. And the public restrooms are so clean that no one goes out in public anymore unless they have to use them. So young teenage girls get shits off turds with newspaper articles in them, like Anna Goldsmith, aka Vicky Lane. Her dead son Daniel was the real father of her baby daughter Daniel Lynn. The SD Rama time slices, drugs are half off, and during fucking people up, hurting people, dating people, killing people, maiming people, blowing people up. It's 2013, almost 2014, and we're still fucking blowing people up. I just crammed the whole world inside my head, but it came out looking more like the planet Mercury. Let me explain. The human mind, like the Earth, contains four very distinct regions. A solid inner core, which houses our beliefs, a liquid outer core, containing our feelings, and an ever-moving mantle made up of our thoughts, and a crust consisting of our behavior. Like the Earth, the mind's material is layered, so that the heavier or denser materials lie in the center, and the lighter, low-density materials are more near the surface. Are not beliefs and core feelings like guilt and angst more dense in nature? As I have already stated, at the center of the mind, there is a solid inner core inside a liquid outer core. This solid core is not cooler than the liquid core as one might suspect. Like the Earth, this solid core has only a higher melting point because it is under a great deal more pressure. And this enormous pressure from our feelings, thoughts, and behavior squeezes what would be and once was a liquid into a solid, or as we call it, a belief. I repeat, the interior of the human mind is way more hotter than its surface. Anyone who has ever in their life seen a person snap can attest to this volcanic-like eruption of man. But more often than not, however, the interior heat is trapped by the outer regions, which slow and prevent escape with the use of reason. After the few seconds in which I realized all of this, I became dumbstruck with the thought that my mind is more like the planet Mercury, extremely rich in its core with set beliefs and properties like guilt and angst, but very poor in thought mantle and behavior crust. I believe and feel many things, but don't think or do nearly enough. And like Mercury, my mind once had a thicker, denser thought mantle behavior crust, but all of that was blown off by some gross impact bombardment of a planetesimal-sized traumatic event. And furthermore, like Mercury, I'm so close to the gravitational pull of the sun that I'm frequently being pummeled by shock comet accident-prone asteroid guilt meteor manifestations. Do you know what this means? Mercury, winged shoes, messenger of the gods. It's my reward for being a sad, pathetic piece of chronic suffering Anglo shit is what it means. Close enough to the Earth that people can hopefully learn something from me about misery and suffering. But I'm so close to the sun, I just burn up in front of everyone. And I view the solar system from only a slightly different perspective. Not enough to even matter. And unfortunately, I don't like much of what I see. And what I see most clearly is all of mankind's insanity. You see, history has been repeating itself ever since we could record it. The examples of this are endless. And if one of the manifestations of insanity is repeating the same behavior over and over again and expecting a different result, then each time history is repeated, another nail is hammered in the coffin of mankind. I'm not going to stab anybody. I'm not going to stab myself. We are detached. Snort, sniff, 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 fart, fart. Plutonium, the radioactive thing of nuclear bombs, discovered by accident in mathematical miscalculations. The length of day is 6.8 as they all rotate in the opposite direction. The first cartoon character ever shown to actually have a thought process. Husband to Proserpine, who they stole from the Earth Goddess Ceres. Proserpine ate 6 pomegranate seeds, and when Ceres cried, the leaves died, and everything stopped growing in the birth of winter. They are a faithful pet with no speaking voice. 70% rock, 30% nitrogen ice. Wartime Pluto, private Pluto, screwed up his drilling and was ordered by Sergeant Pete to guard a pillbox that the chipmunks use for acorn storage. They're the smallest planet with the largest orbit, farthest from the sun, burying themselves with coins to pay care and the ferryman. Pluto's moon, then past the 3-headed dog Cerebrus, who only lets the depth through, with only a few microbars of surface pressure, 2/3 the size of our own moon. They are 6 times smaller than the Earth, and astronomers used to argue, and now they all agree that they're not even a planet. 1933 Oscar winner for Linda Paul. They're all asteroids, Kuiper Belt comets, junk snow.